everyone, and this week on the Turner Syndrome podcast, we are going to be doing a much, much dreaded conversation for many, many people, or at least it's driving, and what it's like to drive with TS and just driving in general. So yeah, I'm going to start with saying I have been driving since I was 15 and a half. As soon as I turned 15, my dad was like, all right, here's a course you need to do, because I'm from California, and you need to do a, state-sanctioned test, like a government-approved course, so you can take your permit test, and my dad was like, here you go, we'll stick you in a vehicle in the parking lot, have fun. And someone actually drove for the first time today. Congratulations, Grace.
Thank you. It was, like I said, I actually was really proud of myself, and it was fun. I enjoyed doing it. But one thing I will recommend as someone who drove for the first time today is make sure, because for it's like shorter and like height and stuff, make sure you have like the pedals and stuff all figured out.
Yeah, that's a very big thing. Like, okay, so I have my own car, and I can always tell when my dad or my mom's driven it, because my dad has to adjust the car, so usually I'll be able to hop in and everything's fine because it's adjusted to his 410. But when my dad uses my car, I can tell because I'll hop in and then I'll see like everything's out of order and I'm like, crap, the tall one used my car.
I would recommend pedal extenders, see if your steering wheel can move, and definitely have your seat as far up as it can go if you want to feel at least a little comfortable. And when you're car shopping, try and find a car that like you can see the top of like the windshield with, because it's really dangerous if you can not see the full thing.
If you're 5 feet or above, you don't need pedal extenders. Let me just say that. If you move the seat
Yeah,
forward,
I'm like 4'11", and I didn't need pedal extenders. I just had to forward up my seat a little bit.
Yeah, I'm 5'1", and that's what I do too.
Yeah, same.
And, like, I have a full aunt. She can drive fine. Like,
yeah.
If you're under 5 foot, definitely look into it. But if you're like just a little bit below average, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can just use my mom's setting because my mom's car has like you can make like settings with the positions of the seats and stuff, and I can use hers just fine. But I can always tell when my dad drove because he has it farther back, so I'll get in and I'll be like, oh, too far, gotta hit
Exactly.
the button. And to bring TS in, I thought I'd talk a bit about how so at camp we've had an endocrinologist. He always comes in and talks to us, and I remember him explaining that with TS sometimes we can struggle a bit with spatial awareness and like kind of motor skills and stuff, so that's the big thing that can sometimes make driving a little more complicated, but I don't think I've really ever had more problems than just a normal person.
I think with me, part of it is like, so I also have ADD, and that doesn't make it better. So I get tunnel vision when driving, or like tunnel focus, where I'll focus on one thing. But the thing about driving is you need to pay attention to everything. And I'll be looking straight ahead, and then I'll forget to check both sides of me, and then that can cause a wreck. And actually, one of our friends with TS did get into a wreck, but we're not going to get into that. She's fine.
Yeah, although I've only driven like once, I still have been practicing, and I definitely think spatial awareness is something we do have to be like careful of. And like with like our learning like disabilities, we might have to learn like a little bit differently. Like personally for me, I have like a processing disorder, so it takes me a while to get like the hang of it. So I really have to like make sure I'm like really focused and stuff.
Yeah, same. I just need to, like, it's kind of like a checklist. Like, I had to be like, okay, look at your mirrors. Sophia, don't keep looking straight. Look to the right and to the left.
My dad says I flick my eyes too often. But that's probably, I overcorrect on stuff a lot, so that's probably what it is.
Same. And with good cars for someone with TS, I recommend a Subaru or a Toyota RAV4, because those, at least with a Subaru, like, it allows you to see more. Like, the windows are bigger, so it allows you to see more and get, like, clearer visibility, and you're gonna want a car like that, so that's my recommendation for a car if you have TS. I like my dad's Subaru. I want a Subaru.
I did not know what kind of car I want. I'll have to think about it. But I think a Subaru could fit.
I currently have a Toyota. Yeah, I have a Toyota because I'm not picky about cars because okay, so for context, I've seen multiple TikTok videos of like kids getting Teslas and stuff and then like crying and screaming because it's the wrong color. I'm happy that I just have a car that works. I have a Toyota RAV4 from 2002. It's got a big old dent in the back, an anime sticker that I want to get rid of, but I'm happy I have a car.
Honestly, I really don't get people who feel like they need like a brand new car. Like, it's just a car. And if you're still learning like how to drive, it's actually probably better if you don't have like a fancy brand new car just in case like something happened.
I mean, I think it's in term of like safety features. Like modern cars have a lot more safety. Like I know when I was visiting Sam in Austin, her parents like when you put the car like into reverse, you can see from the top like where the car is moving and you can actually see where the car is in the road. That is useful.
I suppose that's true. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, I think it more or less depends on the person. Like, you don't. I mean, if you want modern safety features, like, you can get a car from maybe like 5 or 6 years ago. But you don't need like a brand new stinking Porsche or Rolls Royce or whatever.
Yeah, the car I will be driving doesn't have a backup camera, and my mom's minivan does, and that definitely makes a big difference, I feel like. So yeah, having a like modern-ish car is nice just for all of that, but you definitely don't need like a super nice one.
Yeah, I see how that might definitely would be helpful because I feel like as times have gone on and stuff, I feel like sometimes people can be super impulsive when it comes to driving.
Yeah, I mean, people like to go on autopilot with driving, which is not something you should do. But, yeah. I mean, the thing with cars is, like, they're also going to change over time. Like, I think someone pointed it out. Like, I follow someone who collects vintage cars for, like, to trade and stuff, and they said, like, the problem with driving vintage cars is they are essentially, like, driving a tin can. If you get into a wreck, you're not gonna be fine.
So I think Mary, right, out of the ones that are on this call right now, I think Mary is the only one that has a license. Mary, do you have anything to like suggest at all? Since you're the only one with your license right now.
I mean, just for advice stuff, definitely a lot of what we've been talking about already. Just, you got to pay attention to everything. Be looking at all the mirrors and stuff, and just be safe. Don't be like aggressive. Don't be an aggressive driver, or at least definitely not at first.
My advice, well, this is from someone who's taken the permit test for California for 3 times. Do practice tests because you're not actually learning the content. You're essentially just learning the answers to the questions. And it's good to know why those are the answers at the very least. Like, I'm telling you, just taking a bunch of practice tests through the official DMV website, which it's going to have something for every single state in the US. It's going to have stuff for your state, most likely, which is incredible. I did actually take a practice test of like the UK version of a permit test. I failed. I failed horrifically.
What exactly is the difference between the UK and US versions? I'm curious now.
I mean, part of it is like because it's Europe, they're gonna have different traffic laws, but they also call things different words. Like I think a crosswalk is called a zebra crossing. So part of it was when I was taking the test, I was like, I don't understand what what is this thing? Please speak to me in American.
And some European countries have you drive on the other side of the car and the road.
Yeah,
Yeah, the UK
exactly.
is like that. Which
Yeah.
funny story while I'm thinking about that. So, fun fact, over my spring break, my parents and I went to the Cayman Islands, which was really cool. We haven't really ever done a big trip like that before, so that was a surprise. And it was
I
interesting. So
remember you telling me that.
yeah,
Sounded
so
fun.
yeah, it was really fun. So while we were there, we got a rental car, and there it's a British territory, so you drive on the left side of the road, but the car, like the driver's side, was still on the same side as here, which I just thought was interesting. I don't know if that's ever the case in some countries that have you driving the other side of the road, but I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I remember. So one of my favorite movies is a British movie called Shaun of the Dead. It's important. It's important to the conversation. If you notice the cars, like all the wheels are on the right side instead of like the left, like in America.
Yeah.
It's crazy how different places have like different laws. Like even me and Sophia were talking earlier about like how different states have even different laws for like driving and stuff. It's weird.
Yeah, like okay, so in California, you can turn right on a red light as long as you check first. Not a lot of states. It's not legal to do that in some states. It's legal to do that in California, just not in other states. So you have to check, which is kind of weird that some stuff is legal to do in some states and like it's illegal in another one. Like you have to be careful. But yeah, because my mom was going to Texas for her brother's funeral, and I was telling her about that, and she was like, "Can you please look up if turning right is on a red light is legal in Texas?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll look it up," and it is. So I think you just need to be aware of the laws of the state you're going in. Because I know in America, at least, like, you can have a foreign driver's license and still drive, but you need to be aware of where you're going and stuff.
Also, off topic, but a funny story when it comes to like cars and stuff. Did your guys' parents ever tell you, like growing up, that turning on like the light in a car was illegal?
No, my parents never told me that. They told me it drains the battery of the car.
Yeah, for my parents, it's kind of a combination where it's like hard to see, and also like if you forget to turn it off and it's like burning, then it'll burn energy. But also, like, how am I supposed to read my Archie comics? My parents didn't let us watch the movies in like the TV thing in the car unless it was a long trip, so we had a lot of Archie comics we would read. So it's like, how am I supposed to read them if it's dark if I can't turn on the light?
How am I supposed to read my
Real.
Hunger Games in Mistway?
Actually, funny story related to that. So like I said, we had this like TV screen. Kind of is like you would just pull it down from the top of the car, and you could like put DVDs in there to watch movies. And we were
Oh
only
my
allowed to
god, I
do that
remember
on
that.
like we were only allowed to use it on like long trips. So when we were little, really one of the only cases we would do that was if we were going to the airport to drop my dad off or pick him up from work trips. So apparently my older brothers, whenever they would see someone using that screen, they would say, "Oh look, mom, they're going to the airport," and my mom would be like, "Yeah."
Oh my god, I remember
That's great.
those. I've always wanted a car with one of those, like, because, so I was kind of a Disney Fast Play kid, and, like, so basically Disney had, like, a line of DVDs called Disney DVD Plus, like, Fast Play, and I was in the after school program, and they'd use those DVDs a lot, and there'd be advertisements on them where it would show families, like, putting the DVD in the car, and there'd be a little screen, and I was like, now, why can't my parents' car have that? I want to watch movies like that.
Speaking of like the Disney thing, growing up when you would put like the Disney DVD inside and stuff, did you guys ever get that one ad where it's like Peter Pan starts going like, "Here we go"?
Yes, yes,
Like I had that like almost memorized, like, cause
Welcome to Disney Fast Play.
This is
Yeah.
Disney DVD Plus Play. Your movie will begin in just a moment. And then Tinkerbell's flying on the screen.
Yes! Click this button on your remote to skip the previews.
like I would always try so hard to find my remote because I was like,
I'm just realizing this is dramatically aging all of us right now. This is showing our age.
Please, yeah, but you can go
No,
up with
literally.
Disney.
No, literally, especially because I'm the oldest here. It's like, oh gosh, am I old now?
"Hey,
I'm
I
gonna
think
be.
I'm older than you."
Oh, maybe you are actually. Sorry, Grace. I'm gonna
Wait,
be.
let me check.
What
Let
year
me
were
check
you
you
both
guys'
born in?
When's your birthday, Grace? If you don't mind sharing on the podcast, or Greta can cut it if you don't want.
2005.
Okay, I was April 2006. I'm gonna be 19 next month, you guys.
Ooh.
I'm not.
I knew Grace was 19. Mary, yeah, you're the second oldest son here. Then it goes to Sarah, then Sophia, then me.
Yeah, but then
I
in the
keep
middle,
forgetting-
Michaela's in between the two.
Dude, I think Sarah's birthday is the closest to mine.
It
No,
is, yeah.
Michaela's actually older than me by like a few days.
Yeah, so it's Michaela, guys. Yeah.
Maddie and I are the youngest. I think Natalie is like third, but Maddie and I are the youngest. We have the same birthday. I'm 15 and she's 16 right now.
Yeah. Either way, the conversation about the Disney DVDs in the car is dramatically aging us right now.
No, that was my childhood, the Disney Fast Play DVDs.
Same.
Oh
I
no,
mean, to
it
be
was
honest,
Fun fact, this will make us feel old. Disney Plus came out when I was like, what, 12?
oh holy crap, nah.
Ew.
I feel ancient.
I mean, I don't
Yeah,
think
Sophia,
any
you
of
would have been like 15 when Disney Plus came out because it came out during COVID.
No.
actually 14 when Disney Plus came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
14.
over COVID.
Yeah, I'm guessing I was 13, but either way, I don't know. We're the
See
sun.
that one ad. We have our
We're,
hidden. Here we
we're
go.
old. This is just proving that we're old. We're all old grandmas who need our licenses.
I don't think any of us are actually old, but
No, we're not. I'm just joking around. We're not old.
I remember
although too, like,
I
got
guess
little
what?
kid
I guess
watching
what?
this. Yeah,
Disney Plus came out on the 12th of November 2019, so I was 11.
yeah, I was
Oh,
14, I think, or 15.
oh hell no.
yeah, talking
Disney
about
Plus has been out that long.
I mean, my parents. So obviously, I think most of our parents were like 80s kids, so they were around for the birth of Netflix. Like they saw the rise and fall of Blockbuster.
Dang.
I'm not about to completely dox myself, but I live near a town called Davis. Do not drive in Davis. I hate driving in Davis. There are bikers everywhere. People don't know how to drive. Do not. There was even one time where I was driving. This biker goes in front of me, and I scream, "What is this guy doing?" And my dad looks at me and he goes, "Welcome to driving."
Yeah, so I think in certain places can definitely be crazy. Like I don't know if I told you guys this, but I went to like the museum yesterday, and on our way back, some guys with my parents' car decided to randomly come up and wash it. It's weird.
I think that's insane. I think the craziest car I've seen is my cousin was visiting and my dad wasn't there, but me, my mom, and my brother and my cousin were all driving back from San Francisco. And we see this car have a bunch of like anime stickers, like those anime stickers. They were not normal anime stickers. And it's just this car covered in numerous stickers, and we're just like, yo, what is this? And I still have pictures of that car because it was truly insane.
My mom has the worst road rage. It's so bad.
Oh my god, my dad is horrifying with road rage.
Actually, like, get tense when my mom starts getting road rage. Like, I get tense. It freaks me out. She gets so mad and, like, starts yelling at people. And I'm like, calm down. Like, seriously, calm down.
I'm worried my dad is gonna kill someone.
No, I remember when I was doing like the lessons before my permit, because you have to do like a series of, at least in my state, you have to do like a class, like a series of online lessons. And there was one of the things that was just totally dedicated to road rage, trying to keep us from having it. Yeah, the biggest thing, and there's a big piece of advice for you guys, is just don't escalate things, because you never know how bad someone else's road rage is gonna be.
Definitely.
I think that's also what you're taught in California. Like, don't escalate the situation, remain calm. I don't know. I mean, it also, like, you definitely don't want to escalate the situation because I've seen, like, kind of insane people driving. Like, there was one dude who I guess was annoyed at this driver on TikTok. He hops out of his car to start yelling at the driver. And there was even a case where this is why I also recommend having dash cams in your car. There was a case of this couple in California. They were purposely getting into wrecks to get insurance money. Like, they were purposely crashing their vehicles and other vehicles. And the only reason they were caught was because multiple people had dash cams that showed them purposely getting in a wreck.
Same.
Yeah.
But I don't
The whole point is, if you're driving, be safe, pick a good car for you, and get dash cams.
And there is no shame in needing to use, like, adaptive equipment to make the car work better for you if you need that.
agree.
Yeah, there's also no shame in, like, not getting your license, like, the minute you turn 16. Like, you can wait, alright?
And this concludes our episode for today. I hope you all enjoyed it and you found it useful. And we will see you back in a week or two. Bye! Keep updated on our Instagram for more information.